Welcome to World War II Chronicles, a weekly tribute to America's fighting men and women in commemoration of the Second World War. These programs are narrated by Ed Herlihy and are based on the news broadcasts of the war period from the recorded sound collection of the National Archives in Washington, D.C.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 31st President of the United States, died this week of a massive cerebral hemorrhage. The President's death occurred at 3:35 April 12th in Warm Springs, Georgia. The following morning, the funeral train starts back to Washington. The President's coffin is placed on a black caisson for the short trip to the White House. The route is densely packed and the mood somber as people pay respects to their fallen leader.
Slowly the train backs into Union Station in the United States Capitol, awaited by a military guard of honor and members of the late great Chief Executive's family. With Justice Burns and Secretary Wallace, President Harry S. Truman heads the assemblage of the nation's leaders. On a 6-horse field artillery caisson, escorted by representatives of every branch of the nation's armed forces, the casket passes grief-stricken throngs of people en route from the station to the White House. Warplanes pay a final tribute to the fallen commander-in-chief, and officers and men of the mighty armed forces which he led march in slow, measured tread in Franklin Roosevelt's honor.
A brief funeral service is held in the East Room of the White House. Mrs. Roosevelt and members of the family stand solemnly beside the coffin, along with the new president, Harry Truman. During the service, FDR's first inaugural speech is repeated by an Episcopal bishop. The next day, the body is taken to Hyde Park and buried not far from where President Roosevelt was born. I'm Ed Herlihy. Join me next time for World War II Chronicles.
World War II Chronicles was produced by the American Veterans Center and Radio America in cooperation with the National Archives. To listen to more episodes, subscribe on iTunes or visit AmericanVeteransCenter.org. We need your help to keep the legacy of our World War II generation alive. Visit AmericanVeteransCenter.org to make a donation to support World War II Chronicles and the ongoing work of the American Veterans Center.